to the ROD podcast, where only the facts shall set you free. Are you dumb or are you dumb? And I'ma holler at y'all. Yeah. What it do, y'all? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live. For those that don't know who I am, it's the Honorable Junns. Not a Bantu or a Jew, but an El Kebulan kidnap that's ready for the get back. Now, welcome back to the Redeem or Destroy podcast, where we deal with facts over beliefs and awaken the minds of the kidnaps worldwide. Round of applause for that. You guys hope everybody is having a phenomenal evening. So it was a nice warm Saturday here in New York. You know, we in the middle of November, should I say the end of November, but yet it's still phenomenal outside. So, you know, give all thanks to the creators and the ancestors heating up that sun, keep the sun as one with all of us. You feel me? Today we're gonna talk about something real, something raw. Mike Epps told Jim Jones black people are still on the plantation. And the crazy thing is, he's absolutely right. Now, before I dive deep and give you guys my 311, I want to play the video and let you guys hear what my son Mike Epps has to say. Shout out to Mike Epps too, by the way. All right? So let's get it. Make sure I'm on the right one. Hold on. There we go.
How I deal with black people, I just go back to slavery. Fuck it, nigga. Let's talk about slavery, nigga. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't give a fuck where you been. We're still on the plantation, brother. You know what I'm saying? And if I see a nigga with $1 billion, guess what? I'm gonna be looking at him from the field like, you know, I want to come in there with you. I want to put an outfit on. I want.
You want an outfit too?
You fucking right. That's what come with the house.
It's hot out here. I want one of them nice outfits. I want some clean water. I want everything in that.
The privilege that they give black people, that only black people can flex on other black people with, because that's all you can do, because you can't flex on the motherfucker master, because he gave it to you. And go out there and flex on your people, because if you flex on me, your ass is in trouble. And what you got, that's my fuck up money. I spend that in taxes. So go be a king to your own people. But don't come over here and act like you're a king to us. And if I catch you biting and snapping back at me, I'm gonna take that shit from you, embarrass you, and make your people talk about you and turn on you again. That's what they do to us with that shit. You know you can't take it with you. You don't own the shit. And your people are loyal to you. It really is. That's the only fucked up thing about having something more than your own people. You can only flex on your own people. You can flex. You go in front of a homeless white man and you got $1 billion, that motherfucker still laugh at you. Fuck you, nigga. You be like, damn, you poor. I seen him. Go ride up in Malibu and walk past one of them surfboard homeless white dudes, and you pull up in your Bentley. He be looking at you like, that ain't shit. You be like, motherfucker, you homeless. I'm still white.
Now, of course, Although let me bring myself back. Um, of course, everything that Mike S was saying was factual. Um, a prime example of who went through that type of controversy was P. Diddy. P. Diddy, according to us, is um close to a billionaire, right? But with all that money, with all that power that he has within the poor black people, when he had to stand in front of the you know who's, you understand, they had to give him a reality check. Now, for those that have been following me, a lot of you guys follow me because, like I said before, I am the one that broke the P. Diddy and Meek Mills. Shout out to the source, not gonna say no names. But I had to really I had to really double down on my approach towards Diddy after I found out why he was going through what he's going through. Like I said before, the industry is demonic, is nothing but pedophilia. You understand? Just the whole industry, not just music. I'm talking about it in its whole totality. You know what I'm saying? Elvis Presley was married to a 13-year-old. He was damn near 30 something, 40 years old. Or Hugh Hefner was damn near 98 with wives that was like 21 years old. So pedophilia has always been there. That's why I don't let pedophilia get in the way of the talent that these people brought to our lives, to our homes, to just humanity, right? But P. Diddy was going against, for those that don't know the real backstory, P. Diddy was trying to sue the people that he was in partner with for Ciroc. Ciroc generated close, if not like 20 billion altogether, and P. Diddy wanted his shares. P. Diddy went on his way to go reach out to a few individuals, lawyers. All these niggas is in the same bracket. He went on his way to go reach out to them, and when he did, you understand, he was met with a reality check. And now, because of that, he's given 4 years. The 4 years is to just humble him. He will be out, sooner than that. But the 4 years was literally to humble him. So here we are now, 2025. P. Diddy has been completely humbled, neutralized. And just like that, P. Diddy is no longer the topic of discussion. So yes, Mike Epps is totally correct with what he's saying. So let's just dive a little deeper, right? Let's break this down the way it needs to be broken down, right? What Mike Epps really said, Mike S said we still on the plantation. He wasn't talking about the cotton field. He was talking about the mine and the rules, the limits placed on us by a system that was built to break us. I want you guys to understand that. Okay, there's a limit that black people are allowed to be in when it's pertaining to the riches, the finances. Anybody that try to go over those limits, they made an example of key people, Michael Jackson, um, Bill Cosby. There was another one, even Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Those that know, you know what I'm talking about, right? He wasn't disrespecting nobody. He was exposing the game because the plantation today does not use whips. They don't use whips and chains. They just put you now in whips and chains to make you stand outside to look better than those that hasn't been whooped with the whips and chains. That's metaphorical. Shout out to Cameron for that. He gave us that breakdown and one of the DJ Clue mixtapes, right? But it's just confusion, guys. It's just that it uses, check this out, it uses confusion, it uses debt, it uses religion, it uses loyalty to the street codes that don't pay bills and don't build families, okay? All right? when Mike Epps said Jim Jones, when Mike Epps said it, Jim Jones felt it because every black man in America knows that feeling. Okay? All right. New York is one of the realest example of this. You got black people working, grinding, hustling, but they own nothing. I mean nothing. I just had a conversation with the Wiz earlier today, and the conversation was about a young youth, kindly approached her, asked her for some bread to get something to eat, drink, whatever. I don't remember. But she said that she didn't have no money. But knowing the Wiz, when she see people like that, she always like, damn, like, yo, follow me. I'm a, you know what I'm saying? Let me go to Tasty Patty, my husband's somewhere over there. I'm gonna go grab some bread and, give you something so you can get something to eat. As she's leaving, she went looking left, right, up, down to see where this person was, and this person disappears. And stuff like that happens. You understand? But the reason why I'm saying that is, you know, we as a community, as a group of people, really don't own nothing. With all this money, all these cars, all this fashion, all these jewelries, we really have nothing to give back to the up and coming youth. We're getting older, and then the new youth is literally being born into a society that owns nothing by them, right? So we got the Chinese, you got the Arabs, you got the European, the Jews, the untouchables. You feel me? And then now you got the AI technology that is in our space that's literally doing the necessary things to govern and run our society slash community. And these children are being raised not having no outlet, no support. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is capable of giving a job, giving shelter, giving them clothes, giving them food to eat, shower, clothing, the whole shebang. Like, we really don't have nothing. Nothing. You understand? So when I see that and I see how much successful black people is out there in America alone, forget the world. We talking about America. It's a lot of millionaires. It's a lot of brothers and sisters that's sitting on 100,000, 200,000, and with all that money, right? They still don't have the position to make any change, to uplift, to correct anything within the community. You understand? All right. I just want you guys to know that. And it's all by design. But just understand that they don't own nothing. They don't control nothing. And of course, they don't build nothing. The plantation gives you freedom that's not really freedom. It lets you feel outside, but never let you move forward. Let me say that again. It makes you feel outside, but it never lets you move forward. Okay? You will forever be in the same conditions that your ancestors came in, minus the beatings, minus the fornications, minus the rape, the essays, minus all of that. You're still gonna be in the same exact condition. And when they see that you're trying to elevate, Black Wall Street, I'll leave it as that, right? New York City is a modern day plantation. Just think about it. You got high rent, low ownership, people fighting each other instead of fighting the system. This is what goes on. And then now we got the music scene. You got the street scene, the culture scene, still built on pain, suffering, and trauma. And who capitalize off that? This damn show ain't us. Okay? Exactly, the plantation. You understand? Now let's talk about the mental plantation. The biggest plantation nowadays is the mind. We were trained to think small, to live day by day, to chase entertainment instead of information. We were trained to defend the system that don't defend us. We are trained to love the ideologies that don't love us back. We were trained to stay confused. Okay? You can't break the chains you can't see. Okay? This is all by design. The plantation today is invisible, but it's everywhere. You feel it. You know that your limitations is high as a black man. You know you can't just get up and say, you know what, I'm gonna move to Africa and I'm gonna stay there for a long period of time and I'm not gonna come back until I'm ready to come back. You know we don't got that. You know we don't got that privilege. You know we gotta come back. The system is rigged just so you can never leave, never connect back to your roots. Religion is part of the system. It's literally created to prevent you from ever connecting, ever leading, ever going back to your primary source of understanding and spirituality. This is by design. You feel me? So just thinking about all that just prove what Mike Epps was telling Jim Jones. And for those that just tuned in, man, I'm telling you guys, I'm just giving you guys my response to Mike Epps telling Jim Jones that we are still in the plantation. And that is a fact. Doesn't matter if you're sitting on $1 billion or you sitting on $1. When it comes to them, when it comes to the one percenters, when it comes to the cult leaders, when it comes to the so-called UN representatives, okay, you don't meet their criteria. You're just still at the bottom. You're viewed like every other slave. No disrespect. Okay. Now, the economic plantation, like I said before, we got debt, bad credit, we got no land, no business, no ownership. Okay, all that is by design, right? That's the new whip. That's the new overseer, right? Why I gotta worry about you? You gotta worry about paying these bills. If you don't pay these bills, you'll be flat out assed out on the street. You'll be, you'll be at the nearest pantry begging for support, or you'll be at the nearest government office saying, forgive me, help me." And you know they'll give you support, but you know it comes with a requirement. Now, how many of us is willing to fulfill those requirements? And you know those requirements 9 out of 10 times is to bring endangerment to your child. I'm just saying, okay? The bank controls your life more than any slave master ever did. Let me say that again. The banks control your life more than any slave master ever did. You work 40 hours to pay someone richer for something they already own. I want you guys to process that. Right now, I'm literally dealing with some paperwork that I got to send to the tax people for audit, right? For documentations that they never sent me. You still get penalized, right? Even though they're taking money out of your wages, you're still being penalized. That's not by design. I'm speaking to all the black people. We still think that we have achieved freedom. That's not freedom, people. That is you still working at the plantation. It's just a different approach. Okay? Let me talk about the spiritual plantation. This one right here is my favorite one. Okay? This one right here is going to cut deep. So if you are an emotional creature, if you are a diehard Christian, Muslim, Hebrew Israelite, this right here, I think you should just, go watch the boxing right now. Go watch Devin Haney and all that, because this right here, this ain't for you. Okay? Check this out. All right? The spiritual plantation. We were stripped from our ancestors, stripped from our gods. We were stripped from our identity. Now we worship the gods of the people who enslaved us, pray to the image they gave us, live by the story that never helped us. I want you guys to process that. If your spirit, or should I say, if your soul is not yours, your body will never be free. Okay? So let me just dive a little deep into the spiritual plantation, because lately you've been seeing a lot of people, supposedly bringing forth all this brand new information, right? There's brand new ideology. Like, yo, bro, look at this information. And the information only proves the God or the religion that the enemy gave you. Right? So I'm going to give you an example on what I'm saying. A lot of people are cleaving onto Black people being the so-called real Jews, right? Then you got Black people that's now claiming that the Holy Land is in Africa, right? And their rise to the conversation to this so-called belief is the things that they find within the Bible or the locations that they see within the maps. Now, I want you guys to understand something. We as Black people has become way too friendly and gullible. It's like we are the only people on the face of this earth that has forgotten the atrocities that this particular group of people has done to us. And when I say the particular group, I'm talking about those that is the overseers of the Abrahamic religion. It seems like we're the only ones that forgotten the stuff that these people has done to us. What you mean by that, Jones? Right? We forgot that these people like literally evicted us out of our own turf. These people literally deboed their way into your space and said, yeah, this right here is mine now. These people literally remove your daughters, remove your son, essage your daughter, essage your wife, violate your very humanized self. They violated from the top to bottom. Now, these same people that did all this violation also gave you ideologies, stories, images. You name it, they created, they gave it to you, and they gave it to you for you to accept. And if you didn't accept, or should I say, when our ancestors didn't accept, you know what happened to them. A lot of us are the predecessors of the traumatized El Kebulan kidnaps or the traumatized ACs, the El Kebulan colonized. And because of that, we have passed that trauma on to our children. We have passed down this ideology, this doctrine, this philosophy. We have passed it down. And now that our children is getting of age and they're gaining access to the world, that all of a sudden images is popping up, right? Black images is popping up, right? Locations on maps. Like somebody posted up the other day. No, it was today actually. Somebody posted up. Hold on a minute. Somebody posted up an area in West Africa and it was called Judah. Right? And Black people is running with the narrative and saying, you see, we are the original Jews. Look, it's in the land, man. It's in the land. But now everybody seems to have forgotten that the people that is the people that gave you this information or provided you with the source or provided you with the publishing of this source are the same people that violated you. Right? Now, I know how my ancestors operate. When you violate like that, we could never be cool. How can we be cool? How can I take what you're telling me to be factual? How can I when I know what you had your hands in? Now, if you use that in today's street, economic street philosophy, right? Just imagine somebody violates your mom. Just say somebody violated your mom. Somebody violated your daughter in real time. You telling me you'll still be cool with that person? No matter what that person said, that person could beg for forgiveness, give you $10 million, and even make amends with the victims. You still wouldn't rock with them. You still wouldn't trust them. You'd be like, yeah, I forgive you, but you got to stay over there. Anything that you tell me, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. To fast forward to 2025, these people are providing us with these informations, and we're jumping the gun thinking that this shit is factual. It's not factual. It's by design. Ask yourself this question. Why was the areas like Judea or, you know, the images, the Black Madonnas and all that, everybody say, man, they took it from West Africa. Why was it in West Africa and not in the East? Knowing that Africa is huge and we don't walk through the entire thing, especially if you want to base it on the Bible. Why was it in the West? I'm going to tell you why it was in the West. Because these people had to make you accept that book to justify your enslavement, to minimize the rebellion, to minimize the comeback, the fight back, the pushback. The whole purpose was to minimize that, people. What are you not understanding? The ship that came to the shores of Africa was called the ship called Jesus of Lamech, okay? Which was purchased by Queen Elizabeth in 15 something, which means King James was still alive. Yes, the King James that you guys are raving about as a black man was still alive. Okay? And not only was he still alive, right? It was bought, funded. And the main purpose was to do what? Was to bring slaves to the west side of Africa. To the Western world to pick cotton, cocoa, cocaine, sugar cane. I can't make this stuff up. You understand? This is what these people did. This is not me giving you no lie. This is facts. And every time when they got you calm enough, they'll say, look, man, you was enslaved because you ain't keep the commandments. What commandments? Yeah, you's an Israelite. Look, let me show you. Come with me. Let me show you this area right here called Judea. Oh, I didn't know that. Mind you, they was giving this ideology to the babies, not the elders, not the ones that was designed to carry on the tradition/wisdom and pass it on to the communities, or should I say the tribes or the clans. They purposely took those people out so they can administer this foolishness to the children. The Bible tells you what? Train up a child from young so when they get old, they could never depart. Even if the facts is right in front of them, even if I'm breaking down how they literally took us down. Once you're programmed to this doctrine, getting out of that is literally a miracle. You really gotta be speaking to the ancestors like, nah, I gotta find the facts. I need to know. Please show me. And through your generousness, the ancestors might just answer. But a lot of you guys are not literally in line with the ancestors. We got our very own defending these ideologies, and their rise to fame is like, yeah, man, look at the map. And I say, okay, yeah, I see the map. Who illustrated that map? Was it a black man or was it a white man? Okay, cool. Who put that name Judah there? Was it a black man or was it a white man? Okay, cool. These paintings of these people, who painted it? Was it a black man or was it a black man or was it a white man? Okay, thank you. But now we know what these people are capable of. We know what they have done historically. And yet we still, you understand? We still trust them to the point where when they bring forth information, valid sources, we jump the gun as it is factual. I did a lot of jumping guns. This is why I'm here now cleaning up my mess. I did a lot of jumping guns. I had condemned a lot of people from not following the ways of the Bible, the Abrahamic barbaric book that justifies. When you read that book thoroughly, nobody has dealt with any level of genocide but black people. This is facts. Even down to the story of Noah. Noah got all the animals from all over the world to go inside that ship. Where else would they? Where else do all the animals dwell? I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up, guys. It as clear as day. But it's because you've been indoctrinated. Your belief into the ideology is so tight, it will literally take a prophecy not to ever happen for you guys to wake up and smell the Kool-Aid. But guess what? Guess what? Some of you guys will not even be alive for these prophecies not to be fulfilled. You guys are gonna die and say things like, yeah, man, he finally went to the Father. Shout out to the brother that passed away, man. My condolences to the family. But all through social media, everybody's saying, oh, he's with the Father now. How is he with the Father when, according to your book, it says when you die, you in the bosom of Abram until the day your Savior comes and open the book? Like, which one is it? Which one? Like I said, this is part of the reason why I stepped away. It's stuff like this. This is the control of our people. This is why religion and all religion, especially the Abrahamic religion, it requires you to come into the fold with a belief. You have to believe in Jesus Christ. You have to want to accept him as your Lord and Savior. This is mandatory protocol. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Okay? The spirit that you're claiming, your soul, is not yours. They replace your soul with the spirit. Your body now is under their control, and you see their behavior. When you see the behavior of a black man in 2025, their behavior is literally a splitting image of what the Europeans was prior to them ruling the world. This is their attributes. They women slept all over the place. You understand? Their children was rebellious. They didn't listen. You understand? The mothers and the fathers was divorcing. Never was together. You understand? This is what they did. And they switched the script and gave it to you and said, this is you. Can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. You have no control. And anytime you try to get right, anytime you try to break out of this so-called control, you start cleaving onto their God. And then you like, oh my gosh. And then guess what? You go into their libraries. You're getting information from their authors. And you're using that as the tool to connect you closer to God, a God that was never there for you. He wasn't there for you then. He ain't gonna be for you now, and he damn sure ain't gonna be with you tomorrow. Okay? You can take it how you want it. I'm just the messenger. Okay? Now, intimate, not I said intimate. You hear me? Somebody want to be intimate, right? Now, the entertainment is now the overseers. We look at these entertainers as the representative of black people. How can these people be the entertainers of black people when these people can't even come into their own neighborhoods without massive security? How can these people represent black people when they get around black people with maximum security? I can't make this stuff up. Celebrities run the distraction machine. A lot of them don't mean harm, but they still got to play that role. He didn't mean harm. He was just doing what was done to him. He was just following protocol. He was just doing what he was supposed to do. Right? But the system not trying to hit none of that. Okay? These celebrities, all they do now is a smile here, they joke there, a song here, and a viral movement sometimes, all used to keep the black minds numb so black people don't wake up and remain dumb, right? Let me see if I still got it. Hold on. Check this out. Check this out. It's taking it so long.
Are you dumb?
There you go. And play it again.
Are you dumb?
You feel me? Just to keep you dumb. All right? Mike Epps says something real that most entertainers never say. Mike Epps came out and said it, even though he had to get high to say it, but we appreciate it, Mike. He said, well, we still on the plantation. So now the question is, how do we break free? First, knowledge, know your history, know your vocabulary, historical roots. Try to connect back to your ancestors, your biological ancestors, meaning your grandma, your great grandmother, whoever. And if they're unalive, still go looking and try to trace back your last name. Okay? Okay? Knowledge, real history, not the European version, not the church version. Second, money management, right? The money management is very important. You gotta meet these people where they're at, right? The money management is gonna allow you to buy some land, give you some ownership, open up business, create credit, not just for yourself, but for the community. And last but not least, it's gonna give you some shape of power. Okay? The third thing that we need to do is unity. Not the fake unity, not the unity when it's convenient, the unity with discipline. Now, brothers and sisters taking the time out, oh, it's gonna be a gathering. Oh, yeah, we about to go see if we can find the ops and we gonna take them out from there. Like, no, no. Our job is to get together, build, know who's the real enemy. Like I said, behavior. You have been programmed. They switched the switch. They flipped the switch, excuse me. Now you got black people, unalive black people who carry that trait. That's not in our DNA, but you've been programmed. You've been programmed. Okay? So we got to go back to the unity with discipline. You got to be able to stand amongst your peers and not be angry. Like I tell everybody, you cannot have emotions in this game. While you are at this battlefield, you can have absolutely no emotions because emotions lead to drastic, stupid decisions. Decisions sometimes you can't reverse or correct. I leave it as that. Now, number 4 for us is, of course, is going to be identity. Like I said, Haitian ancestors, okay? Cabulan roots, and of course, respecting your DNA. Respecting your DNA is doing the total opposite of what these Europeans force you to do. Respecting your DNA is you being loyal. You riding with you riding with whoever you dealing with, the good, the bad, the in-betweens. You're not robbing your people. You're not stealing from your people. You're not hurting, looking to kill your people. You're not trying to get over on your people. That's the respect in your DNA. That's how you respect your DNA. Because your ancestors wasn't on that type of time. Okay? So in closing, guys, I was long-winded. Hopefully it wasn't too long. But in closing, Mike Epps didn't lie. He just spoke about the system. And now it's on us to move different, right? It's time for us to move different. We really got to be on cue. We really gotta put the guns down, put the drugs down, put the alcohol down. If you're gonna drink some alcohol, drink some wine. You understand? Because wine doesn't come with spirits, right? When you go into the liquor store outside of New York and you go to, let's just say, PA or something, the liquor store is literally called wine and spirits. Alcohol is a Arabic deity that eats up your body. Why you think it's the Arab that's selling you guys the malt liquor? I can't make this shit up, man. And these are the same people that's telling you to get on your knees, bow down, call on Allah, praise Allah, and Allah be with you. You my fellow brother in Islam. But if you're not a part of Islam, you're not a brother. You're considered an enemy. Okay? So again, people, respect your DNA, man. Break the chains and stop living like the plantation is normal. All right? This has been me, man. This is the Honorable Junns, the Redeem or Destroy podcast, where we deal with facts over beliefs and awaken the minds of the kidnapped worldwide. Round of applause for that. Um, is there any questions? Oh, I don't see no questions. That's cool. I don't see no questions. Like I said to you guys earlier, man. We're giving these people way too much credit. We're giving to these people more credit than they deserve. Okay? Matter of fact, we shouldn't be giving credit at all. Okay? Because of what they done to us. We wouldn't give the street nigga credit if he violated your mother, unalive your brother, gave your daughter a bad sample and she OD'd and now she's never the same again. You would never be able to forgive these people. But they gave you a religion / ideology and told you to follow this. Jesus loves everybody. You must forgive everybody. Meanwhile, the system have yet to forgive you. The system have yet to forgive, to say, I'm sorry for what they've done to you. Not one time. Not one time. Right? The Jewish people will never forgive what the Germans did to them, supposedly. And I said supposedly. But for us, we the only ones that's turning 5 cheeks, 7 cheeks and saying, I forgive you. Meanwhile, the system shows that they can less about you. It's always going to give you a reminder that you are at the bottom of the totem pole. Okay? So with that being said, people, you know what it is, man. It's your brother, man. You understand? And I'ma holla at y'all.